Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a killer video for you guys. It's releasing something really cool and kind of altogether transitioning the YouTube into something that I love to do and that you guys are gonna love to watch. So stay tuned, let's hit the intro and I'll see you guys in a second. So if you guys are new here, and if you aren't, we do a lot of off-road content, mainly around side-by-side riding. I have a 2022 Can-Am X3 right here. This thing is killer. I love driving it on the track, on the street, literally anywhere I can take it. I try to go and do content with this awesome Can-Am X3. I also do a bunch of footage featuring my pit bikes, which is the Honda 125 and the 110 Supermoto that I have. Super fun, but I actually wanted to take this channel to the next level by introducing something really cool and something relatable enough for you guys to follow along and build along, if you will, with me on this journey. I'm super pumped, and I've got some old footage I need to play back so you can kind of understand where this is coming from. So let's throw it back there, and then I'll meet you guys on the road to check this car out. All right, boys, it's early in the morning. We got the four-wheeler loaded up. We got the Platinum. So let's go make a deal if we can. I know I'd be accidentally bringing Vinny's truck up to Little Switzerland today, but here we are. So here it is. It's all original. Every body panel has matching VIN number. It was a drug bust car, apparently, and it sat in an impound lot for like 15 to 20 years. It's got Ibex lowering springs. It's not a 5.0. It's got a 4-cylinder. He just put emblems on it. Interior is insanely clean. Got a little bit of damage up top, not too big of a deal. The worst is right here on the trunk lid, but this thing is sick. Got new headlights, taillights already, tailpipes under there. Little 4-cylinder, but man, short throw shifter. This thing's sick.
The car's got caster camber plates on it too.
So you can change the camber, you can take it to toe.
And you can get it all, so once you lower it, and see then, I took the stock K-member out, so see this one's got a tubular K-member in it.
Right.
With a manual 20-to-1 rack, and then tubular lower A-arms. So when you look, if you take the factory out, this is bolts right in place, the same locations, and you drop 75 pounds off the front of the car.
That's significant.
Yeah.
That's, how much was, I guess you would say, in that ballpark? All right, boys. Here we go. All right, boys. I love doing project car guy stuff. Well, first time on Little Switzerland for the Foxbody is going down on a trailer, so pretty sweet. So you guys may be wondering why I traded such a good quad for a kind of looking box Mustang. As you guys see, there is a 5.0 badge on this car, but I can guarantee you it is not a 5.0. So what's under the hood is a 2.3 4-cylinder that honestly doesn't run bad. It's got 107,000 original miles on it, and man, does this thing ride pretty good. It kind of worries me how much I'm gonna be destroying this car to make it into what I want to. So let's start from the beginning with this thing. This thing is a 93 LX Coupe that started off as a drug running car. From what was told to me, it was a drug running, drug lord, drug dealer car. It served his purpose, I guess. I mean, he only bought the 4-cylinder, so I mean, I guess he wasn't that fast, but no body damage whatsoever besides the paint. And the reason for the paint being bad is the fact that it sat out in an impound lot for like 15 years. So just until recently, the guy who collects these notchbacks, which is what a two-door coupe Mustang is called, got it and started restoring it. It sat in the impound lot and literally was rotting away, except for the underneath and the interior. There's a few spots in the interior where it's kind of sun damaged, but other than that, this interior is literally perfect. I'll show you guys around here. But the AC works, the 5-speed is pretty good. We're gonna be changing that out. We've got some really cool plans for you guys, and I can't wait to tell you more. We're about to get up to the spot where I wanna kind of make this video and show you guys around the car a little bit more. I have some really cool ideas with this. A lot of people, just from owning this car for less than a week, I've talked to so many people wanting to help me, and I've got some really cool phone calls to be on. So we're gonna get to the spot up here and I'm gonna tell you all about that. But I've had so much fun just cruising this thing around and taking it to car shows and stuff like that. This thing's a riot, man, and I'm so excited to like build it and make it my own. And you guys might be wondering why I traded such a good four-wheeler for this crappy car, but I'm about to tell you why here in a second. So hopefully you guys will understand and stick with me on the journey. The biggest thing you guys can do is kind of share this video. All the side-by-side stuff has, you know, gone downhill recently in terms of views, and I have no idea why. I mean, apparently just people aren't wanting to see side-by-side content anymore, but the stuff we're gonna be doing with the side-by-sides is pretty cool. So, as well as with this car right now. So, we're almost to the spot. Let me get there and let me show you guys around the outside of this thing. It's really, really cool. But it does have a few things that I want to change and what I want to build on this thing. All right, guys, I made it to the spot, and man, this thing is just so freaking sick. Now, this is a LX coupe, as I previously stated, and I have so many big plans for this car. This is where your guys' help comes in clutch. I'm stuck between two different things with this car. I really, really, really either want to make it a toge or a track car, or go the whole different end of the spectrum and do a full out drift build on this thing. Now, there is a few guys out there who do both of those things with their notchback, and honestly, it just looks so sick, and the parts that are available for this car are like next level. You could do a whole tube front end for like 800 bucks on this car. It's insane, and I'm hoping I don't ruin and increase the value of these cars for you guys, but I'm really debating both options on that now. So if you guys know anything about these Mustangs, is that they came with the either 2.3 or the 5.0 option. Now, the previous owner put a 5.0 badge on this car for whatever reason. And so what I found is that a lot of other people are doing different engines in these. And one that sparked my interest in that I found a full freaking whole engine kit with this thing. I mean, talking mounts, trans mounts, wiring harnesses, the ECUs, all of those above for a really good price, is to slap a 2.3 EcoBoost motor in this thing and make some fun turbo noises, which would be kind of cool, seeing as this is what Ford made in competition with the AE86 back in the day. So I'm considering throwing a 2.3 EcoBoost in this thing and making some fun horsepower. Another creator actually has done this. If you guys don't know, the Formula Drift guy, Chelsea Denofa, he also did the 2.3 swap, and his, I think, makes around 400 horsepower with a slightly bigger turbo and I think a tune and bigger injectors or something. So he's, with those three parts, he's making 400, and I know he weighs in this car, I know he did a lot of weight reduction, which I probably will do some, of course, but I think he's in around 23 to 2,500 pounds in this Mustang. And so having that being said, and his application is drifting, so having that much horsepower with this amount of weight would be killer in the mountains. And I know a few other boys, 302 in their car, and they do toge. And I just think this car with an EcoBoost with the turbo in the mountains would be so much fun. Now, there's a lot of parts that I have to accumulate with this car. Now, number one being suspension. I'm gonna have to get a good set of coilovers with this car. It's already sitting on some lowering springs, which actually makes it look pretty good right now, but definitely gonna have to slap some 18s on this thing and a nice set of coilovers. A lot of options out there. Too early to kind of say right now, but we're gonna throw this thing on all corners. Gotta do coilover suspension. Now in the rear, we're gonna have to do 8.8 SN95 5 lug axle swap, which I've heard is pretty easy from a couple of buddies. I really think that is gonna be an easy thing to do, but to already have that rear end back there and ready to go, I think that's gonna help this build out a lot when we can go ahead and throw a set of 5 lugs on, wheels on, and get rid of this 4 lug, because it is impossible to find any wheels that are 4x108, and these line sport tires probably gonna have to go sooner than later. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering if I'm gonna paint it or if I'm gonna wrap it. And the question is probably actually not. This thing looks so cool and has such a story with this peeling paint. I mean, this is terrible back here. I kind of want to do a carbon duckbill back there. And also the roof and the hood just looks so sick that I kind of want to keep it because it kind of gives it the story. Now I really want to name this project because I've never really had a project car before. I've had the 7.3, I've had the BMW E30, and I had a Boxer. I've just never really had a project that I went all in on, which I'm gonna be doing in this car. So I'm kind of stuck between the name either like Bandit, since it was like owned by a drug dealer and like ran from the cops. So like Bandit would be a killer name, or something like Cowboy, which is like an outlaw name. So let me know in the comments which of those two names you like better, or if you have a better name for it, leave it down in the comments. But this car is just, it's just such an icon, man. The early 90s freaking Foxbodies, man. I personally like this fascia better than the late 80s fascia, which is really kind of cool, but that's just my opinion. I just think the rectangle headlights look a little cooler than the dual headlights in the front. Funny story, actually enough, my dad actually owned a 87 or 88 Ford Mustang as well, and that is T-top and all that kind of cool stuff. So I'll put that picture in here, but he actually owned one of these, and when I bought this, he called me. He was like, dude, I used to have that same Mustang. And I was like, no way. So he actually had a Foxbody Mustang as well. So I'm super pumped about that. I think that's just a cool coincidence for this car, and that just makes me love it even freaking more. Now you guys may be wondering where I'm gonna source a motor from. A good buddy out in Kansas actually has swapped a few things out of his 2015 and 2017 Mustang. And so he has 2 EcoBoosts sitting there needing to have a new owner. So we might be driving out there soon to go get his motor from him, figure out how to make this thing automatic. I know what you guys are saying. Miller, why in the world would you make this beautiful car, this muscle freaking V8 needing car, into a 4-cylinder automatic? Now guys, I love manuals as much as the next guy, but I'll tell you what, I'm not as fast as a manual, and I'm probably a little too lazy to have a manual in this car, but I think it'll serve a good purpose for at least a year being an automatic car. So don't get your panties in a wad. I think it's gonna be a good swap, and it'll be better for daily driving and get more content out for you guys. Come on now, you gotta think about this with me on this one. Now the previous owner actually put some nice Cobra style wheels on and some nice V8 blast pipes. Probably won't be keeping that. I kinda wanna do either a hood exit or just take off the hood and run it straight out of the turbo. You guys let me know. I wanna make this thing so much fun, and I haven't even told you guys the best part. I don't know if you guys have seen the last few videos where I mentioned Vince. He has a Marlboro wrap on his car. It honestly looks really sick. So I'm thinking about doing a really cool livery wrap on this car as well. I'll give you guys a hint. It's something cold and refreshing, and everybody likes the mountains on the side of the can. So just think about that on the side of the car here. But I hope I touched on everything with this car. I'm gonna take some glamour shots now because this car is just so freaking cool. And in the next video, we're gonna be surprising all my friends and my family with this thing. And I hope you guys enjoy, because this is such a sick car and everybody is excited about helping me build this. I've got a few people from Raleigh and home, and all my buddies are excited for me to get on my first car build. And I'm just pumped because, as you guys know, I've changed a lot on my X3 and fully built that thing, and it came out really cool. And I'm excited to put my touch on a car. I've always wanted to fully build a car, and now it's time. So if you guys like this video, please share it. We have a lot of money to raise to build this car, and I'm gonna be sinking every dollar from the channel, and it's full on out from here on out. So guys, please, I'm gonna be trying very, very hard to build this car for you guys and build it for the internet. We're gonna be taking it to shows, we're gonna be taking it to track days, we're gonna be taking it to the mountains on incredible freaking journeys, and it might be pretty soon to where we're already collaborating with a few YouTubers with this freaking car. So stay tuned. I also want to talk to you guys about really quick, I'm going on a huge trip to hopefully boost my channel back into the algorithm. So in the next few weeks, I'm gonna be preparing the side-by-side, the trailer, the roof nest, and we're going out west, baby. We're going back out west. Some of the places we're hitting is Tennessee. I got a special video for you guys hitting Tennessee. Also heading out to Kansas. We gotta stop and see Weston and all those boys out there. Gotta stop in Colorado, see our boy Gav. Head out to Utah. I gotta go back out to Utah every time I go out west. It's my favorite state by far. And then we're headed up to Montana, where we're gonna do some cool off-roading and that type of exploring. So, and you know, rounding up the trip, stopping in Cormorant. So if you guys are excited for that, leave a like. Tell me where you want me to stop on my way out west, and I'll try to make it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share it. This is gonna be a huge big thing on my channel, and we're really switching from the off-roading stuff to the car type content. I'm still gonna be doing a bunch of pit bikes, a bunch of X3 stuff, a bunch of race quad stuff. We're gonna make some cool things here in the future, so stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please leave a like. Let's get the freaking internet hype about this build, because I'm not gonna let you guys down. I promise it from the bottom of my heart. Let's do this together, guys. Thank you for giving me this platform. I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.